How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of Belgian Pale Ale time. And for Alementary Brewing, it is their tune-up. I've had this. I actually had it on draft not too long ago. I was out in Hackensack area doing beer things and popped in Alementary and had a couple beers. I ended up bumping into Mike and Blake from the Alementary, the owners. They're super good dudes. If you ever want to check them out, you're in that area. It's a fun place. Their beers are quite delicious. And we also did a podcast with them not too long ago, so if you want to go check it out, check out the old Beer Massive podcast. But yeah, I always get excited when breweries do Belgian Pale Ales because I dig the whole hop portion of the show if it's done in a very kind of fun way. But I believe that kind of yeast phenolic you get from Belgian yeast just adds so much to a pale ale, at least for my liking. Probably because I grew up in the whole Belgian world, but yeah. What else does this say on here? We'll get right to the point. It says here, brewers' yeast are like tiny, high-performance engines. Keep them running at full throttle requires constant adjustment, tweaks, and the occasional tune-up. This Belgian-style pale ale provides high-quality fuel for a newer Belgian yeast strain to get the engines revved up, with the result being a fruity, spicy, hoppy profile for a race day beer that's anything but ordinary. ABV 5.6. Done and done. Alementary, you know, it's their label design. I can get down with it, but it's I dig the actual logo, the Atom thing, and the dudes that kind of run the whole joint there, Blake and Mike, they're, you know, essentially kind of scientists, so kind of ends up making sense if you think about it. So yeah, I dig it. Let's put it that way. So what do we have here? I mean, you're looking at a nice, rich haziness. It looks like a New England style IPA. The head dissipated really quickly, really didn't get much of a head on it to begin with, and that's pretty much it. I mean, she all looks the part of a new school kind of hazy, but here's the thing, Belgian Pale Ales are the original hazy, so you know, they're Belgian Pale Ales in general just kind of had a haze to it. Maybe not as turbid as this, but this is kind of how they looked even back in the day. Unfiltered, with bits and pieces like that going on in it. So nothing out of the ordinary here. Let's get a nose. Yeah, it almost comes off slightly like a Belgian wit like beer with an extra hop. Now, it kind of makes sense. You get a soft grain bill, confusing with a little bit of wheat maybe, but you get that kind of soft banana with a soft little bubblegum kind of thing going on from that Belgian yeast. And then you throw in those kind of big bits and pieces of orange, a little bit of kind of honeydew melon, maybe even running the gamut and throwing a little bit of kind of stone fruit in there. Because it's just kind of like a menage of fruit flavors. You're getting it from the actual yeast, you're getting it from the hops itself, and it smells quite nice, but it definitely smells Belgian leaning. I wouldn't say it's an overly aggressive, not even in, well, not at least not in the bittering side of things, kind of IPA. But it does have those vibes. It smells like an IPA. It smells like it has Belgian influence. Hence the Belgian IPA, or Belgian Pale Ale, if you will. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. Big, huge banana with a nice dollop of bubblegum thrown in there. So you're getting those kind of Belgian yeast, classic Belgian yeast ester vibes on top of a solid bittering. Nothing too crazy with that really explosive tropical fruit. That's what's really coming through for me in the taste. There's a soft kind of like creaminess to it, almost like a lactose portion coming out of it. I believe that's probably just a combination of maybe a little bit of kind of Belgian yeast at play on top of a little bit of like maybe flaked oatiness or something like that. They actually don't have the ingredients in here, I do not believe. And yeah, it's damn nice. It leans more, if you're going to talk about a pale ale, in a more kind of new school sense, in your hazy sense, and then you talk about a Belgian beer in its kind of traditional sense, and then you draw a line down the middle. Which way is this leaning? This is leaning Belgian all the way, but it definitely has pale ale written all over it. So it's kind of like more, if you go for the whole partly sunny, partly cloudy analogy, it's a Belgian pale ale, not a pale ale with Belgian yeast, if that makes sense to people out there. But I like it. And the one thing I actually didn't even talk about is super creamy, super delectable, super soft mouthfeel. Kind of makes sense when you talk about Belgian beers in general, but yeah, comes off quite nice, drinkable, Belgian through and through. Hops come off very tropical in the taste, and a mouthfeel to die for. So let's cut to the chase. Is it one of the better pale ales I've had as late? Definitely worthy of the conversation. Might not be up there, but I mean, I tend to be a little bit homeristic when it comes to kind of Belgian influenced beers, and this one does it, and does it in the right way. A lot of people kind of screw up the whole Belgian vibe thing when they attempt it. This one kind of pulls it off with a bit of American new school. Value and availability, $12 I think this was, for a 6-pack of 12-ounce cans. That doesn't suck. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like pale ales but you want a little Belgian in your life, this would almost be like somebody who is a person who's getting into beer. Not that this is his only place where it fits, but if someone is getting into beer, one of my go-to paths, if someone genuinely wants to be interested in craft beer, is to take them through the wheat beer door. You know, introduce them to German wit, Belgian wit, have them come in through that door and slowly work them into the kind of craft beer realm from there. This would be a nice kind of bridger beer between that wit portion of the show to the hoppy portion of the show, because you're not necessarily going to get those big hop bits and pieces in German or Belgian wit, but you're going to get that kind of yeasty, delicious banana and bubblegummy goodness. And then when you add this kind of hops to this, it's like an easier transition. So it's kind of like one of those beers. Listen, if you like good beer, you're gonna like this, but that's where this one kind of fits kind of perfectly for me. Or just a chugger, because that's what it is. Sub 6%, full of flavor, done and done. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little, yeah, Belgian style pale right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.